Hi there, I'm Jenny Cook. Thanks for coming. Hi there, I'm Jenny Cook. I'm going to show you how to make two kinds of fritters today, quinoa fritters and sweet potato fritters. It's going to be real easy. I'm going to start both recipes by sauteing the mirepoix. I'm going to add the carrots, onions, and celery, and in particular red pepper, because I think it makes everything more delicious. My pan's already hot, so I'm going to add a little bit of oil. And then I'm going to add the onions and carrots, a little bit of garlic in there as well. Yes, I'm using my hands. We've got the celery and the pepper. We love that sizzle. It's going to give us a lot of flavor. I'm also going to add a little thyme to the pan to give it that flavor. When you add it to the saute pan, it gives it a much heartier flavor and it blooms more in your finished product. So it's really nice to add that to the saute pan. My mirepoix is all cooked, and I'm going to get it all together now for the quinoa fritters. So in this bowl I have a cup of cooked quinoa. I'm going to add 1 cup of my cooked mirepoix. I'm going to add about a half a cup of breadcrumbs, and I'm going to add about a 3/4 cup of flour. For a little color, we're going to add about a tablespoon of chopped green herbs, maybe a little more. And I'm going to get in there with my hands and I'm going to mix it all together. What happens is that juicy vegetable gets in there, and that's your binder with the flour and the quinoa. My quinoa fritters are all ready for the saute pan. I got them patted up right here. Now we're going to go ahead with the sweet potato fritters. I've got 1.5 pounds of sweet potatoes cooked up here. Add a teaspoon of salt right to the sweet potatoes so the flavor gets in there and salts their flesh. I've got about a cup of mirepoix here, but the recipe only calls for a 1/4 cup of red pepper, so I'm just going to add about a 1/4 of this. We've got 3/4 cup of chopped pistachios. They are roasted, unsalted. And here we have 3/4 cup of toasted breadcrumbs. This holds it all together. We're going to toss that in there. I'm going to add a little bit of this green because it always looks good. A little bit of color in there. About a tablespoon of maple syrup. That's how we make it taste like the holidays. And then we're going to do about a teaspoon of cinnamon. That's all ready to go. I'm going to get in there. First I'm going to stir it with the spoon because it has that sticky maple syrup in there. I don't really want to get that all over. I want to keep it in with the breadcrumbs. I'm all ready to fry up the fritters. I've got my pan on the stove. It's a non-stick pan, so I'm not going to need a lot of oil. I'm just going to pour a little bit in to get a little crispy on there. I'm going to take it by about a tablespoon or so, and I'm going to put it in there. And in the same order that I put them in, I'm going to flip them. They're getting a nice crust. Fritters are fantastic. Great little vehicle for deliciousness. So I sauteed up the quinoa fritters the same way I did the sweet potato fritters in a non-stick pan with a little bit of oil. And when it's time to serve them, I put a bed of arugula on my finest china. I added the sweet potato fritters, and then I added some pistachios so people know that there's nuts in there. I had a crema available, which is nothing more than a little cream cheese, vegan cream cheese if you prefer, and a little lemon juice and herb, and I drizzled that on top. And then I'm going to finish it with my blackberry balsamic. We're just going to drizzle that on, and we're going to make sure we hit the arugula as well because that's a really nice addition to this dish. These are the quinoa fritters. I did a quick mushroom gravy. I cut up some shiitakes and sauteed them with a little onion and a little cream cheese. I melted in there. You could use a vegan cream cheese if you prefer. A little bit of white wine, and that's that. I pulled out my finest china. I added some napkins and some forks, and both of them have a serving utensil. I'm ready to do this as a buffet, or I could serve it as tapas for a nice little appetizer for my friends. Time to party. Let's go. Come on.